Okay, awesome. Welcome. So we have two talks during this section. Sometimes what we like to do is talk questions. Since these talks have similar content, we're going to do straight back-to-back talks, and then we'll have a longer question session at the end. So if you do have any comments, please hold them. I will try to make us on time. We'll have about 10 minutes afterwards to chit chat. We're going to eat a little bit into our break time afterwards, since our plenary went a little bit long, but I think we'll adjust and that'll be just fine. So first we have Nancy. Nancy is Clean Wisconsin's Resilient Communities Program Director. Nancy works closely with Wisconsin's most vulnerable communities to prepare for extreme weather now while reducing climate impact into the future. So I see there's more stuff here, but I better let you introduce yourself in however way you want. Please jump right in and let's get started.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Now? Oh, is that working better? Yeah, okay. So thank you, everyone. My name is Nancy Ratana. I work with Clean Wisconsin. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I'm here to just discuss more about a community approach to managing stormwater runoff in the 30th Street Industrial Corridor located in Milwaukee's northwest side. As we've all seen and experienced, historical rainfall has experience in Wisconsin has made it clear that we need to work to build more resilient communities in the face of these extreme events and other climate change impacts. So today I'll speak a little bit more to Clean Wisconsin's partnership with Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, grassroots organizations, and neighborhood residents in an effort all to addressing resiliency and ensuring that the most vulnerable communities are able to combat these extreme climate change impacts. So just a quick overview of what I'll be speaking of today. I'll give you a brief overview for those who are not too familiar with Clean Wisconsin, just what we're all about. Talk about our green infrastructure briefly, a little bit about stormwater runoff, our partnership with Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District, which I'll abbreviate as MMSD. We all use a lot of acronyms, so just expect that a lot. Community outreach efforts within the industrial corridor. Just a little bit more about our effort and what's to come in the next summer and in the future, and then an opportunity for some questions. Okay, so Clean Wisconsin has been working for over 50 years to preserve Wisconsin's clean water, air, and natural heritage. We have a variety of different programs and expertise available for the community. Our main office is located in Madison. My office is located within the 30th Street Industrial Corridor on Capitol and 27th Street. We serve the whole state of Wisconsin, but have really close ties to more urban settings as part of my work with resilient communities. So as I mentioned previously, we address climate change and creating a clean energy for the future. We also do inform policy decision makers to make sound policy changes. We educate decision makers and the public, and we work in the legal realm when necessary. And we do this also by doing outreach and advocacy, both at the neighborhood level, grassroots, and other organizations and policymakers as well. So my program, the Resilient Communities Program, I just have got to say, I've been working here for 6 months, so I'm no pro, but I have been loving this job, specifically with working in the Resilient Communities Program. So the program focuses on elevating the voices of the most underserved communities, centering their voices around as they prepare for extreme weather events. We manage rain where it falls, i.e. our small scale green infrastructure partnerships. We address climate change, or we do this through addressing climate change and stormwater runoff with natural climate solutions. We also do policy and advocacy at the local and state levels, and we have a variety of unique collaborative partnerships with local leaders, municipalities, other nonprofits, and community residents. So all in the aim of working towards building more resilient communities. Okay, so just a little bit about green infrastructure. This is a stormwater management approach that mimics the natural processes of water. by infiltrating the stormwater, storing it, slowing it down, or infiltrating it. Some examples, and these pictures are actually some of the features that we've installed in residents' homes. So the top is a nice little rain garden and the rain barrel at the bottom. Other examples of green infrastructure include bioswales, porous pavement, natural vegetation, native plantings, rain gardens, wetlands, and trees. Okay, so in southeastern Wisconsin, approximately 34 inches of precipitation falls every year in the form of rain, sleet, or snow. So where does this all go? In the natural landscape, approximately 25% of that is infiltrated either through the grass, through native plantings, through trees being absorbed within that. As you move more over to an urban landscape setting, these impervious surfaces don't absorb water as well. And the amount of water on impervious surfaces increases to about 45%. So this stormwater runoff is then transported through the sewer system, eventually filters into our water bodies. And obviously the infiltration is not done well in urban settings. And as you might know, obviously green infrastructure is used to absorb the stormwater runoff. All right, so in Milwaukee, as with a lot of metropolitan areas, we have a combined sewer system. So for the stormwater runoff, the rain will fall, it gets into our local water supply. If it's in the ground, it's in our water. City of Milwaukee, we're right next to Lake Michigan. So about 300 miles of regional sewer pipes that transport wastewaters into in Milwaukee are transported to the water reclamation facility where the water is cleaned and returned to Lake Michigan. And we also have a deep tunnel system, which is a 28-mile long system that ranges in size from 17 feet to 32 feet in diameter. So this combined sewer system is where sanitary and storm sewers are conveyed to the same reservoir in Milwaukee. So what are some consequences of stormwater pollution? As we know, Wisconsin faces a number of stormwater related challenges. Uncontrolled stormwater runoff has many effects on humans and the environment. It threatens public safety and public health, i.e. in large flooding events that are just due to these systems that are just over capacity, widened stream channels, eroded stream banks near the waterways, economic impacts, a lot of impairment to local habitat and to the local fisheries, and tourism is affected, and there's an increased cost of waste and wastewater treatment. So these stormwater pollution increases raw water treatment costs and reduces assimilative capacity of water bodies. So as I mentioned previously, Clean Wisconsin has a unique partnership with Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District for the last 10 years. We've acted as the community partner in engaging and doing outreach and advocacy with MMSD to support their 2035 vision, or 2035 vision of reducing overflows and basement backups. Obviously, we come in with this approach of doing the outreach and education around this triple bottom line effect for stormwater management, that not only we're improving our local water quality and attracting local pollinators in the instances where we plant native vegetation, but also there is a social benefit where we're increasing community engagement at the local resident level, increasing awareness of green space, and then also providing opportunities for green jobs and increasing property values. So Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewerage District has this 2035 vision of zero overflows, no basement backups, and improved stormwater management in the watershed. Clean Wisconsin comes in here with an integrated watershed management approach where we expand this watershed management effort at the local level. We work with local partners. One of our largest efforts that we do is the installation of rain barrels. So as you can see here from the 2035 vision of MMSD, The number of rain barrel installations has significantly increased through MMSD with Clean Wisconsin and other local partners, with the aim at 2035 of about all these rain barrels to be installed, capturing approximately 740 million gallons of water that can be prevented in the stormwater or in the storm sewer system, and then can be reused either with their native planting watering. So as of 2018, approximately 8 billion gallons of water was avoided through the use of rain barrels. And so we come back to the importance of residents' engagement. Approximately 59% of impervious surfaces lies within within community neighborhoods. This supports regional efforts, not only that MMSD 2035 vision, but within other partner goals as well. And the importance of residents' engagement provides an understanding for everyone of why are we doing this, why should we care? And it leads back to also us explaining that triple bottom line effect, that not only is it helpful in reducing stormwater flooding within the area, but then also neighborhood pride, neighborhood beautification, creates these moments where you can kind of train intergenerationally as well the importance of this work. So our focus area, it lies in the 30th Street Industrial Corridor. This was a focus for MMSD after two significant rain events in 2008 and 2010, where there was severe flooding in this area that resulted in over $32 million of flood damage in homes and businesses. As I mentioned previously, the industrial corridor lies in the northwest side of Milwaukee, which used to be once a thriving area with a lot of manufacturing, a lot of business, a lot of investment, and has throughout the years suffered immensely with economic loss, the loss of local businesses. And this area, it's an 880-acre area, and it's an opportunity zone. So a census tract that's eligible to receive private investments through opportunity funding. So the causes from that $32 billion estimated cause of damage in those 2008 and 2010 storms, the cause for drainage in this area that led to severe flooding, included that the stormwater runoff was restricted to the pipes where there was previously vast wetlands and streams. If you've ever been to the site, there's a lot of gray infrastructure, where a lot of manufacturers were previously, a lot of grayscape. The natural pathways over there as well, they overflowed, and which were cut off after 150 years of development. And the local rivers and streams were stressed by the fast runoff from the pavement and hard surfaces. So on the larger scale, MMSD has done significant work in establishing 3 large basins, stormwater basins, to capture millions of gallons of water. As a result of the 2008 and 2010 storms, they initiated a 30th Street Industrial Corridor stormwater study to address cost-effective measure to manage stormwater. And in this study, they concluded that installation of these large basins would be able to help mitigate the stormwater runoff issue. So I would like to mention that these large basins were the planning of this and inception, once the plan was developed, once the stormwater management plan was developed, included a lot of community outreach, education, door to door, getting their community resident input, like what they want to see done there. It's not just we're going to come in and do this, because the study obviously had addressed this, but it really included a lot of community input. As of right now, the East and North basins have been installed. The East Basin attracts about 1.7 million gallons of water. The North Basin attracts 7.6 million gallons. And there's a West Basin right now that's underway that includes a really nice parkway that would also hopefully attract maybe future farmers markets or more engagement or more use by the community. And that is estimated to be constructed in 2025. With that, since that is still, I believe, in design, again, there's still a lot of community engagement around this. It's not just a one and done. So if you guys are ever in the area, would highly suggest to visit it. It's a really unique feature. And then Now for our small scale infrastructure practices, this is where Clean Wisconsin comes in. We've been partnering with MMSD for about 10 years now, and we have been doing a lot of work at the community level to kind of make or help people understand the vision of MMSD by managing the stormwater with a community approach. We have a great green infrastructure manager, Ethan Taxman, who's been taking the lead on this work for the last 6 years, going into community resident meetings and talking to people, signing them up, installing rain barrels at private residences, rain gardens, and we do host workshops for interested parties, either individuals or neighborhood groups, places of worship who are interested in just mitigating their stormwater at the local level. And we've also done some significant recommendations at the codes and ordinances level to kind of address stormwater management and share best practices. So the community approach, again, is very important. You can't just go into the community and say, we're going to do this just to do it, and you better like it. You know, a lot of the area here, it takes a long time to build trust, and it takes like a second to destroy that trust. So we've been working really hard to establish this trust, working with neighborhood leaders and residents through this approach, this green infrastructure approach, doing green infrastructure practices in the homes. We do the fun workshops where we'll do demonstrations on how to install the rain barrels and how to maintain them moving forward. We've been sharing best practices with other partners on how they can better address this issue by, maybe at the municipal code and ordinances levels as well. And we work with diverse audiences. Obviously, the communities are our number one focus, but we've also worked with other municipal leaders and property owners, business improvement districts, just to share best practices for the stormwater management. And again, ensuring that the community is at the forefront of all of this work that's being done. Just to put a little bit into perspective with our installations within the corridor, to date, we have installed 738 rain barrels just within the corridor. Approximately over 60,000 gallons of water is estimated to be captured, 3 million per year. As of last summer alone, 80 rain gardens were installed, 80 rain barrels, 8 rain gardens, 8 trees, and 30 storm gardens were installed in summer of 2022. And we anticipate, we'll be doing a lot more this coming year. Again, community focus is important. Stormwater equity leads to community benefits. It's important to build trust. We partner with a lot of grassroots organizations, and it kind of allows us to incorporate this feature into the work that they're focusing on. We partner with Century City Triangle Neighborhood Association, who has done a lot around environmental stewardship. This is Art in the Park, which is a one-day event in a local park where we engage with the local youths to do rain barrel installations. They'll paint these rain barrels beautifully, so we get some kind of a perspective from the youth. People are more organized around this. Engaging with the residents. We do, Ethan goes to the community events or just walking from house to house, what do they want? What do they need? What are their concerns? Obviously, stormwater management, for a lot of people, it's not going to be the first thing, but it can be part of the thing that they're really interested in. And again, this community approach that's done in an authentic, genuine way creates long-term success and for projects in the community in the future. I'm just going to go quick through these slides, just a map from where we first started to where we're at now within the corridor. You'll see the blue in 2014, it keeps adding up. 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, we're kind of expanding out, 20, 21. And just the comparison, 2014 to 2022, a lot of that has been, again, this is all small scale. It's really significant for us though, because it just shows us that there's been a growing interest, interest and participation at the resident level for the small scale green infrastructure work. So what's next? Clean Wisconsin, we have a variety of different expertise on our staff, and we just developed this green infrastructure toolkit for municipalities. This was developed to empower local governments to realize the benefits of green infrastructure as a stormwater management solution and a community enhancement policy or strategy. So if anyone is interested in learning more about that or a presentation at the municipal level, let me know. In summer 2023, our work is going to continue through MMSD and other grant funders. And then also we've been doing this green infrastructure stormwater modeling. That is, we got a grant from the Wisconsin Coastal Management Program to do this stormwater modeling in specific neighborhoods within the corridor. And this just allows us to kind of do a more like a prioritized approach to installations in these specific areas. Our staff scientist, Paul Matthewson, has done a great job of analyzing each impervious surfaces within the neighborhood boundary, rooftop, and everything, and creating this model scenario where if we planted X number of trees, installed X number of rain barrels or rain gardens or whatever stormwater feature, we would avoid this X amount of gallons of runoff. So this is kind of a really cool tool that kind of provides the data-driven approach into the small scale green infrastructure, and just kind of, backs up the more legitimacy of why we're doing this. We're not just, willy-nilly just offering it all, but that stormwater modeling is really interesting. Reimagining Melvina Park. That's one of our unique partnerships with the City of Milwaukee Parks, Century City Triangle Neighborhood Associations, and other partners, where we are the Melvina Park. It was this throughout the years, this park, it's required a lot of attention. It's just become a site that just no one really goes to. It's not very kid friendly, not accessible. There's no hoops on the basketball hoops, but through years of community engagement and advocacy and going door to door and reimagining, redesigning this park, and including the features of the park that the local residents want to see, with features of stormwater management, bioswales, trees being planted, making it kind of like an eco-friendly destination for local residents. This park is finally being constructed, or shovel ready, being constructed with a groundbreaking next Saturday on the 29th. So that's a big, that was a big project that we've been supporting partners on. And we're hoping to reach new communities. We've had conversations, at least up in Green Bay, engaging with residents, the business improvement districts, the municipal leaders on, best management's approaches to stormwater management, perhaps moving into Racine and Kenosha or other areas within the state. So really exciting stuff in the next couple of years. My PowerPoint has been uploaded to my site, but we have a really cool video that just demonstrated this was to celebrate our 700th rain barrel being installed last summer. And it really highlights the importance of our community engagement strategy. So we'll just watch it. You guys can watch it on your own.
I have a rain garden.
And my contact info, and if there's any questions.
We will do questions at the end of the next talk, so please write them down, hold them, keep them in the chat. We will transition here pretty quickly, run through the next presentation, and then again have about 10 minutes to do some Q&A with both of our speakers.